Here's your Storm Track 7 forecast.
Good afternoon, I'm Storm Track 7 meteorologist Joshua Franson. Red alert day in place for tonight and tomorrow, mainly due to the potential for some powerful wind gusts up to 60 miles an hour at times and some heavy snowfall. Those two things combined can produce those blizzard conditions, which really reduce visibilities on those roads. We have plenty of weather alerts in place, wind advisory, winter weather advisory for our far northeastern areas, and then of course over Blackhawk County and stretching westward we have the blizzard warning, and then Tama County sitting in that high wind warning. So it's sort of a mix of many things going on right now, mainly due to the potential for some strong winds and of course heavy snowfall. But here's your wind forecast over the next 24 hours. We'll be breezy today as rain moves on through, but the true winds really don't pick up until later tonight into tomorrow, mainly around sunrise and afterwards. We could see some gusts up to 50 and 60 miles an hour, otherwise sustained around 25 to 35 miles an hour out of the northwest. That really can pick up a lot of snow. But until we get there, we'll first talk about what's going to happen during the day today. Well, it's really just going to be some moderate to heavy rainfall moving on through during the afternoon hours. You could see an isolated thunderstorm or two within that rain, but mainly just rainfall and then temperatures on the mild side in the 50s. But once we get a little bit further into the evening, we'll see that rain continue and then that snow begin to move on in across our area. But before that snow does move on through, in terms of rainfall totals, expecting around an inch of rain for most areas, and that's just including that rain alone. And well, it could possibly pile on up. Now, once we add the snow in, well, you're looking at near almost 2 inches of rain, around 1.5 inches to 2 inches of rain across the area, or technically water across the area, and that does lead to some marginal flooding potential across our areas. Well, you're going to have a lot of water that will eventually, if it is snow, will melt. So now we'll dive into the snow. This is around midnight now, and once we see midnight strike, temperatures begin to cool off enough to allow that moisture in the air to become snowfall. So that will begin to move on through. By about 5 a.m., a lot of us will be seeing snowfall. Notice the temperature sitting at 32 degrees or below at the surface, which really allows that snow to fall. And it will be wet, heavy snow because we're so close to that temperature of 32, which is freezing. So we'll be on that slushier side and we'll be very wet out there. But we'll see that snow continue to move on through. Heading into the morning hours, likely all of us around 10 a.m. seeing snow. And I want to note that right behind the rain, when you first see this transition, that's where that heaviest snowfall is going to be, because that's the area with the most amount of moisture. So you could possibly see some snowfall rates up to 1 inch per hour. But as you head further throughout the day, that snowfall will begin to move off eastward, and as you get towards the edge of the system, that snowfall will become lighter. And once we get into the evening, we'll be left with the clouds before they eventually clear on out. Now, one thing that does come with that snow is as you get that cooler temperature in the area, that's going to allow for stronger winds to move on through as well. We'll be on the backside of low pressure, a very strong low pressure system, and that means now along with the colder air, winds are going to be powerful. So when the snow moves on through around midnight, watch the wind gusts rapidly increase. And as once we get to about a little bit before lunchtime tomorrow, you're going to have wind gusts up to 50 miles an hour, even 60 miles an hour at times. So if you're out driving during the times of snowfall, it's going to be very windy, and this is the main hazard with this system, is the wind. You're going to want to be making sure you're taking extra time on the roads to reduce visibilities, giving yourself extra time to stop as well, as conditions could be slick. The winds heading into the evening, though, will begin to decrease, but you could still see some stronger gusts up to 25 miles an hour. But overall snowfall totals, we are expecting around 2 to 4 inches across northwestern areas. Further off to the southeast, anywhere between 2 inches to a trace. It decreases quickly as you head southeast. But overall for today, we can expect during the day portion just rain, temperatures on the mild side in the 50s to upper 50s. You could also hear an isolated rumble here and there. Winds pick up tonight along with that snow beginning to move on through. Temperatures will fall off into the upper 20s, lower 30s, and the snow could be heavy at times, especially right after it transitions into snow from rain. That's when you'll see those heavier rates move on through. Tomorrow, similar deal, red alert day, temperatures in the 30s and upper 20s. Snow will taper off in the evening, but still, during the daytime, gusts will be strong from those winds, up to 60 miles an hour at times from the northwest. We'll be a little bit better once we get through this system. On Thursday, partly cloudy skies, temperatures in the 40s and 50s. It will be a lot more calm. Winds will also die down quite a bit. And then as we head throughout the week, well, Friday, another chance for some snowfall, this time a lot lighter and not as windy. Once we head to the north at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. And then we'll have a nice dry weekend for when we jump those clocks forward. Temperatures in the 40s. And then as we continue into next week, get a look at this. Temperatures in the 60s and potentially into the upper 60s with a small chance of thunderstorms. It's looking a lot more pleasant once we get through this snowstorm.